Where should you start or reboot your fitness journey? Hey everyone, Marty here, and welcome to another edition of 101 Insider Energy Performance and Weight Loss Tips. And today, I have the tale of the Navy vet and the frozen food. And I gotta tell you, yesterday was sort of a trip. So, just a quick backstory. As a lot of you may know, Amanda has been fighting the flu lately, and it's been an up and down battle. But anyway, we needed to go to the store to get some more decongestant yesterday, and so we had already gone. We had picked up our food, and we had some frozen items in the buggy as well. And then on the way out, we were going to get the decongestant, which I hate. I'd rather natural remedy it if at all possible, but it is what it is, and sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And so we were doing that, and I see this older gentleman, and he's wearing a Navy hat, and he just looked so defeated, downtrodden, if you will. And all of a sudden, he catches a glimpse of my shirt, which I'm still wearing right now, that I got from my mom. It says, "Ahoy." Thanks, Mom. Hey, Mom. Anyway, he strikes up this conversation with me because he sees the shirt, and so Amanda starts pulling up, and then he just goes into his life story and all of these things that happened while he was active duty in the Navy, and it was just story after story after story, and it was amazing stuff. And normally, I gotta admit, I'm not really in the grocery store, in the sort of mode where I'm just gonna stop and stand around and talk for a while. But for some reason, I just felt led to sit there and listen, because I knew that this guy had a lot of stories. He had something to say, but there's something that it took until this morning to really ring my bell with this. And as he was telling his old stories, I started seeing him get fired up again. And he was like, man, it was so hard. But I could tell whenever he was saying it was so hard, it was so challenging, that he was fired up again. That was his purpose. That was his way of going. A far cry from what he looked like whenever I first laid eyes on him in the store the other day. And so I was thinking about that, and we went on, we got his name and asked him how old he was. And so it sort of struck me, whenever he was younger than both of my parents, and he was in as rough a shape as he was. And it was obvious from his build and the way that he was going, is he had merely done what many of us had done before, myself included, what a lot of people take just for granted, and that he had settled into an easy life provided by, our military. Is you might not agree with involvement in conflicts and wars, but if you're going to follow me, you better support those guys, because those guys are the reason that we all have this easy life. So with that being said, I wanted to share these details with you because it struck me pretty hard. So here we go. Here are the details. This is what I took away from this interaction. Tip number 1, find your why or dust it off. Remember it. I've talked before about whether or not, a lot of people need a competition. A lot of people need an event to get ready for. Maybe it's a cause you believe in that you're ready to fight for. Maybe it's your friends, family, and loved ones, which is external and admittedly not as good, but we'll talk about that another time, an entirely different conversation. Tip number 2, start creating healthy habits so you start doing this stuff on autopilot. Go to bed 15 minutes earlier, just a little bit earlier bedtime. Get a little more sleep. Eat a little cleaner. Schedule time for self-maintenance to take care of yourself, because, hey, you never stay still. You either get better or you get worse. and you get to decide which way that you're going to go. So tip number 3, and the ultimate answer to the question, where do I start or reboot my fitness journey? When in doubt, balance and stabilize. It's always a great place to start for anyone, regardless of skill level, age, wherever you are, because putting your body back in place is going to allow you to keep going. Your body is the vehicle that moves you around. So many people worry about what car or truck they have to get them around, and they neglect the body that they have, and they'll spend 15 grand, 20 grand, 25 grand, more money, way more money than that on a car, but they won't invest in their health. Weird, right? So whenever you are in this balance and stabilization phase, you're going to be doing high volume, low intensity, and just moving around. Just move your vehicle. That's the best place to start. It doesn't matter if you just got out of a competition and you're like took 2 or 3 weeks off. Start there. It doesn't matter if you've taken off the past 30 years. Start there. So here are the big takeaways. Find your why or dust it off. Create those healthy habits, and when in doubt, balance and stabilize, because it's easy. It's easy to slip back into the habits of an easy life, but it won't make you happy. And that was my biggest takeaway from yesterday. Momentum can be turned around with only one action either way. What way will you choose today? So, before I forget, if your goal is to make this even easier, take a minute and join our group. I'm going to leave the link in the comments. And it's going to make it super easy for you to naturally boost your energy levels without having to settle for good enough and being lethargic and low energy all the time. So, bye everyone.